Hi guys, just doing a little introduction to preface this video. I just want to say I'm really sorry for taking so long to upload this episode. You guys have been absolutely smashing it. I think as of yesterday when I last checked, the first episode of this series was up to just under 4,000 views, which is absolutely insane. I never thought we'd get to that. I think I set my subscriber goal at like 50 and you guys have already smashed that, so that's absolutely insane. Thank you so much, I really appreciate it. I probably should have capitalized on all the interest that the channel and the series was getting and uploaded this a lot sooner, but yeah, I'm really sorry it's taken this long. I just got totally caught up with work and uni assessments, and it's, you know, I just not had time. You'll see actually in this video I recorded it at the same time as the first episode, but only just managed to get around to editing it. But yeah, it's a good episode. I hope you enjoy it anyway, but please ignore any horrible anomalies in the episode, because obviously I did record it before the season actually started. So there will be some updates. I'm going to try and really get on this now that, that I'm not working and that I'm not doing uni assessments. So I'm going to do some updates to the series, hopefully get on with it and have more episodes for you, and hopefully you guys keep watching and keep enjoying it. So yeah, I will get on and let you enjoy the episode. Okay, here is episode 2. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to H-Tag. You are watching episode 2 of the Motorsport Manager 3 Nintendo Switch F1 2021 modded career mode, managing Aston Martin Cognizant. Still haven't learned how to say that word. Yes, I haven't changed my clothes. I'm recording this episode directly after episode 1. If you haven't seen it, I would massively recommend going and watching it. It was ridiculous, just like the first episode of the 2020 mod, actually. That was also insane, thinking back to it. I believe in the first season we did last year with AlphaTauri, Alex Albon won the opening race of the season and Romain Grosjean came second or something. So I think it's probably a trend with this game. The first race is absolutely insane. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Otherwise, I'm about to spoil it, so you've got a countdown. Ready? We won. Sebastian Vettel won his first race with Aston Martin. Absolutely mental. Personally, can't see it happening in real life, as incredible as it would be and as much as I would love it. I also can't see us replicating it. So I am going to go with a target position of 11th and above again. You know, shoot low, then you can't be disappointed. So that's what I'm going for. We're going to dive into the second race. No messing around this time. Straight in. Nothing really happened in between the races. The only thing of note that I can think of is Mercedes are bringing a front wing. Alpine are bringing a rear wing. I think someone else upgraded something, but I can't remember. We signed a new sponsor and we upgraded something in the supplier network. Other than that, we're coming into this race as we were. Why change a winning formula? That's what we're going to do. So, qualifying. Now what I'm going to do is what I did in the 2020 save, which is I am going to fast forward through qualifying. So yeah, you'll see it, you'll see the cars out on track, you'll see what we're doing, but I'm not going to say anything. I will come back around a minute before the end of the session and just kind of talk through what's going on. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So enjoy watching the cars go around really quick. See you in a minute. I don't know. Right, boys and girls, I am back with a minute and a half of the session to go as Lance Stroll is about to come round and put in a flying lap. One of the only people actually out on track to be doing so. Lewis Hamilton, I think, doing one as well, and Sainz Jr. down in 11th, I've just realised, going out for another lap, so he'll be looking to improve. Currently, Verstappen splits the two of us, and Hamilton has now gone in front and splits us, stopping us from getting a 1-2, but Stroll is improving. We are yet to see what he's done. I left Vettel in the pits again because, to be honest, he needs to sit there and think about what he's done, because he's just punishing. He's just punishing everyone. Once again, we've got a 1-2 here. Actually, in between these two races, I put hard mode on, which I didn't have on, which should improve the other team's strategies, but it won't affect their performance on track. I think if it carries on the way it is at the moment, I'm going to put the difficulty slider up. I have it higher than medium, but I might have to put it all the way to hard, because once again, we've got a 1-2 in qualifying. Sebastian Vettel is just absolutely annihilating everyone. Like, when I say I don't know where this performance is coming from, I'm telling you the truth, because we don't have the quickest car on the grid, nor is he a 5-star driver. There's 3 other 5-star drivers around him. He's on about the same performance level as everyone in the top 9. And he is just exceeding all expectations massively. The fact that he is like on the same performance level as Alonso and he's 1.2 seconds ahead of him is absolutely crazy. But there we go. We have a 1-2 once again. I'm going to roll with it for this episode. I'm not going to do anything about it yet. I want to win races. I had a whole 2020 mod of getting like 1 podium in an AlphaTauri car that won a race in real life. I'm going to take some good performances in an Aston Martin car that's probably not going to win a race in real life. But yeah, if it sets up the championship well, then, you know, it does. I think Sainz still had a shocker in qualifying there. I didn't have a look at where he actually ended up. We will see here. Once again, we are 1-2 on the grid. We are really putting in a shift in qualifying. I might just start simulating qualifying as well, because the game, the AI for some reason just are not on it in qualifying, which is something I've always found. It's very easy to get 1-2s in qualifying and then very hard to maintain it in the race. But yeah, Bottas had a little bit better qualifying here, I think 6th. Perez 8th, again, not fantastic. And the Ferraris kind of brought back down to earth a bit here, I think. The rear end of the top 10, a bit in there with the Alpines. Giovinazzi, a very, very good qualifying here in the Alfa Romeo, followed by both the AlphaTauris. Once again, you know, in real life would have been out in Q2. I think that's fairly realistic. Mick Schumacher with a pretty good qualifying. Lando Norris, though, you've got to say, with a really poor qualifying. Russell up in 17th, Raikkonen 18th, and then at the back of the grid we've got Nikita Mazepin and Nicholas Latifi. I would say 2 of the bigger pay drivers in the sport. Doesn't surprise me too much. But here we go. Down to the race setup. We have unlocked a perk for Sebastian Vettel. The soft tyres. We're 12% slower. So we're going to apply that, because we are going to start the race on those. I think we're going to start, oh, I don't know, 10% medium tyre performance. Oh, and we've got rain coming. Wow, I should have looked at this way sooner. Okay, we've got rain coming, so maybe it might pay to go for the mediums with both. Or I could do 2 soft stints with Vettel. I might... How many laps do you reckon that is? I wish this game was a little bit clearer. You can only upgrade the weather department like once, and this is what you get. Like, I can't find out how many laps that is without kind of actually sitting here and going, right, I need to divide the things by... No, I'm not going to do that. So do we go with the softs and hope that the AI have kind of also not really thought through the strategy, or do we go for the mediums? I feel like we're wasting our soft tyre wear thing otherwise. We may as well go with that. We know that we've got the pace. So here we go then. Down to 5 red lights. For round 2 here we are in Tondela. Vettel gets a, well, I was going to say a very good start. He got initially a very good start, and Hamilton kind of followed him through. Once again, Stroll has completely fallen off. I don't know what it is. He just cannot seem to get those starts under control. He is on the medium tyres though, which is obviously going to make him a lot slower through the corners. You can see here both Ferraris have got him now, I think. And Valtteri Bottas also sniffing around, although he seems to have dropped back now. In fact, Bottas has had a shocker there and dropped back behind both the Alpines and Perez, right into the clutches of Gasly. So as we start to see some ERS coming into use, trying to hold off our position from Lewis Hamilton. Wow, this reminds me of like 2017, 2018 again, with the Ferraris of Vettel against the Mercedes of Hamilton, except this time it's the Aston Martin of Vettel against the Mercedes of Hamilton. And Daniel Ricciardo sniffing around in there in the McLaren, giving Lewis Hamilton a really hard time, actually sets the fastest lap of the race, which is really impressive. I did not expect the McLaren to be that quick. And he is obliterating his teammate Norris here in terms of position. Max Verstappen fourth, Perez having a significantly better race, but Ricciardo giving us a challenge there. He's found his way through on Lewis Hamilton, and actually, thankfully, you can see here Stroll's the only driver on the medium tyres. So as I predicted, no other team has really counted for the rain. You can see here it looks like it is going to come around, I reckon that's around lap 8. It's really going to start to get to the point where you need inters, and I think that works out perfectly for us with Stroll. In fact, I think if anything we should probably be conserving our tyres with Vettel, because, you know, even though they're going to wear slower than everyone else's thanks to that, you know, that perk, they're still going to wear out before we get to the rain. We've still got 6 minutes until the rain, which is a long time, a lot of laps here, because it's a very quick lap time. So we're in a real battle here with Daniel Ricciardo, but look at the difference in tyre wear. Like, it's not really that major if he gets through on us. And you can see here a lot of the back markers here, who's obviously the cars are not as prepared for, or not as good on their tyres, have started to pit. So Stroll up in 11th on those mediums, and they are really holding out quite well here. Vettel still clinging on to first place with these tyres, and you can see a lot of these cars trying to hold out until the rain. We might even be able to put it up into medium, and no, they're all going to come in, they're all diving in. So who have we got into the pits? Wow, Ricciardo has stayed out, but Hamilton and Bottas are in, so the Mercedes are stacking. The Red Bulls are stacking with Verstappen and Perez, both the Ferraris, both the Alpines as well, and then Norris and Schumacher. Schumacher having a, well, I was going to say having a good race up in 13th, but he hasn't pit yet, or he has now, and I would assume Latifi will come in as well. Yes, indeed he does. So that is going to put Stroll all the way back up to 3rd place here. So once again, the strategy kind of coming in clutch for Stroll here, despite a really poor opening to the race. But you can see he's fallen 10 seconds behind Vettel here, which just shows the gulf in performance between them, despite the fact they can whack it 1-2 on the grid. And into the pits comes Daniel Ricciardo, 1 minute away from the rain. So Daniel Ricciardo does indeed go to the inters. So the first man on the intermediates is Daniel Ricciardo, and he has really played a blinder here with the strategy, in my opinion, because he's going to have trumped all of those front runners, Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, all of them. And you can see that stacking has really hurt Bottas as well, actually down in 12th place now in that Mercedes. So as we're going to have a little bit of a look at the weather and just kind of see, I don't know, I think we can react with Vettel and put him onto the inters, and they should go to the end as long as it's not too dry and they don't start wearing out really quickly. They should go 10 laps to the end. I think we'll keep Stroll out for another lap, even though stacking wouldn't make that much difference because we've got the time. I don't think it's going to get that wet that we need to bring Stroll in yet. I think he can stay out at the moment in 2nd place, and I think Vettel's actually going to come. No, I thought Vettel was going to come out in front of him, but Vettel will come out in 2nd, and he is now on the right tyres here for the conditions. and everyone behind him still has to pit. So we are going to get them to push. We are going to bring in Stroll at the end of this lap onto the Inters. So everyone else should still have to pit apart from Ricciardo and Vettel. And that's if Ricciardo can get to the end on his Inters, because he's got to do 11 laps on those tyres without wearing them out. You can see here he's actually dropping back positions. And Vettel is right in the clutches as well. In fact, Vettel's going to be overtaken here. I think that's Hamilton who's gone through. In fact, I'm almost certain it's Hamilton who's gone through. Where's Stroll going to come out? Stroll comes out in 13th place. Behind, although he is making up positions quickly, so maybe this is where the crossover is happening to the Inters. You can see Ricciardo starting to make up positions as well. Vettel dropped down to 3rd behind Hamilton and Verstappen, but now you can see him starting to pull back in as Verstappen dives into the pit, surely to put on the Inters. Hamilton stays out. A lot of drivers still staying out actually, which is quite impressive to see. Quite a ballsy move. Stroll stuck behind. Oh, Verstappen's come out right in between Ricciardo and Stroll. Stroll is going to get the better of him. Obviously his tyres are cold, but he's going to try and dive back down the inside. Is Verstappen going to get Ricciardo as well here? This is some really, really good racing as Perez is surely going to pit. Yeah, he dives into the pits, and a whole cluster of them in the pits, including Hamilton. So that has released Vettel back into the lead. You can see how well the strategy's worked out. 13 seconds in the lead, and Stroll, well, I don't know how Ricciardo has got that far ahead. We only looked away for a second, but now there is a safety car, which is an absolute nightmare for us. Who's crashed? No, we don't need to pit Stroll. We do not. Yuki Tsunoda has crashed out of the race in only his 2nd race in F1. And we have got a safety car which is going to completely nullify the advantage that we've got here, this 20-second advantage. Now, if I were Daniel Ricciardo, I would be diving into the pits right about now, because there's still 5 laps left, and when we get back racing, his tyres are so much more worn than everyone else's. And in fact, Vettel, we can't have a little bit of a problem here with him as well, because his tyres 59% worn, and they're going to be getting very, very cold now under this safety car. So, oh yikes, we have a dilemma now. We just got to hope that they get Tsunoda cleared and allow us to get racing, but I reckon that the pack is going to close up before we get a chance to do that. You can see we're definitely going to have another lap under this safety car. Here we go, head into garage, but I think that the pack will fully close up before it gets back round. So we have Sebastian Vettel in 1st place, holding off. There's Tsunoda actually, who's crashed out there. So yeah, definitely need a safety car. There's no way we could have raced under those conditions. Yeah, we have Sebastian Vettel in 1st, Lance Stroll in 3rd with much better tyres, but right behind him you'll see we have Max Verstappen and then Lewis Hamilton with you know, almost brand new tyres on that car. Pierre Gasly somehow has found his way up to 6th in the AlphaTauri, and then Leclerc, Alonso and Perez all also with almost brand new tyres. Obviously that pack hasn't caught fully up yet. You can see Alonso 14 seconds behind Leclerc still at the moment. I'm not sure where on the track they are unless I fully zoomed out. Yeah, you can see the little gap there between Alonso and Leclerc, which they've only got a matter of corners to close that up before we get back racing. So they have got work to do here. But this is going to be a very interesting end to the race. And I could not tell you how it's going to go. We're probably going to be able to run in rich mix all the way until the end from now on, I would imagine. Here we go then. We're going to bump them both up to rich mix. The safety car has gone in. Vettel is not going to hold them. In fact, we're going to I'm going to let Stroll push on his tyres for a lap, because he might be able to do something here against Ricciardo. Ricciardo's tyres are, you know, on the verge of falling off the cliff here. He's still, I don't think Ricciardo's going to get a podium here. I think he should have pit the moment the safety car came out, because the tyres are just not going to have the life in them
And I don't think Lance Stroll has the performance in that car or in himself to hold off the calibre of drivers that's behind him. And in fact, as I say that, Max Verstappen is going to have a little look around his outside. Is he going to make the move down the inside onto the start-finish straight? He just can't seem to get through. Lance Stroll just holding him off. And now Lewis Hamilton's coming in as well. In fact, Lewis Hamilton has tried to send one right up the inside. We're going to switch to watching Lance Stroll here. Lewis Hamilton has sent one right up the inside of Max Verstappen, and now he's going to have a look at Lance Stroll. The good thing here really, well, I was going to say the good thing here about Hamilton and Verstappen fighting is they're holding each other up, but everything changed in the matter of one corner. I thought Stroll was about to get Ricciardo. Suddenly Ricciardo's fighting with Vettel. Hamilton's dropped back and is under pressure from Gasly. And Max Verstappen is all over the rear end. In fact, I was going to say all over the rear end of Stroll. He's through on Stroll, and now Gasly as well is going to have a look at Lance Stroll. Lewis Hamilton's starting to fall back here. And Max Verstappen has found his way up into second place already, past Daniel Ricciardo with those tyres. You can see just how dead Daniel Ricciardo's tyres are. We're going to conserve because we've still got a lap of this race to go here. As Lewis Hamilton sends one past Pierre Gasly and does a double overtake on Stroll and Ricciardo. Is Stroll going to get Ricciardo here? He just doesn't have enough, and actually in trying to make the move, he's lost out on the position to Gasly. Will he lose out to Leclerc as well here? He's just falling backwards and backwards. Vettel still holding on to the lead of this race just. I think he has enough tyres to manage to do a lap here with a little bit of pushing, but look at how close the front runners here. In fact, everything down to 10th. There's an 8-second gap. Stroll suddenly finding his way up. Why are we not watching Stroll? He's found his way up past Gasly. A fantastic fight here with Gasly, and wow, look at how ridiculously close this is here. Ricciardo falling back. He's probably going to lose out of position to Perez, but we are going to watch here. Sebastian Vettel comes around the final corner and takes his second win in a row. We've gone first and fifth again here. Exactly the same result as we got in the opening round of the championship. Sebastian Vettel has won here in a mixed weather condition race in Portimao, and he will stand on the top step of the podium once again here alongside Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton scoring his first points of the championship. Max Verstappen puts himself into second place in the championship with that result, but he's going to be a substantial way behind Sebastian Vettel here. Look at the race results. Vettel wins his second race in a row for Aston Martin. Max Verstappen comes second place, so his second podium in a row. Lewis Hamilton finally puts that Mercedes on the podium. Pierre Gasly with a spectacular result to come fourth here. I have no idea how he's managed that one. Lance Stroll in fifth once again. A decent result. I still think we should be asking more of him, considering that we know the car has pace and he's qualified second twice in a row, but still not a terrible result, still getting good points for the team, and I still think we'll be top of the constructors, which is way more than I expected. So yeah, Charles Leclerc 6th, Sergio Perez with a little bit of a better result in 7th, but I get the feeling he's already getting that Red Bull second driver curse. He's nowhere near Max Verstappen so far. Daniel Ricciardo, despite what looked like a really, really promising race, I think he just pitted one lap too early or made a mistake not pitting under the safety car. He could have been right up there. In fact, if he'd have pit under the safety car, he'd probably have maintained second place, because obviously the delta and the fact the cars are all going slower, and he would have had fantastic tyres to go against Sebastian Vettel with at the end of the race. And I honestly think if there'd been like a lap or two more, we probably would have come third, fourth, because Verstappen and Hamilton were so quick on those tyres to come back through on those tyres. You know, the safety car saved their strategy really, because without it, I think we probably have come first and third, and Ricciardo would have come second. Fernando Alonso, more points for Alpine 9th, and Sainz, not really a bit of a sobering result for him, I think, a bit of a sobering result for Ferrari. Lando Norris recovered somewhat from that poor qualifying. George Russell somehow made it up to 12th. You can see here, Mick Schumacher 13th, Giovinazzi a little bit poor after his quite good qualifying. Ocon, very poor race again here. And Valtteri Bottas actually retired. I don't think I picked up on that in the race, but Valtteri Bottas, a non-finisher along with Yuki Tsunoda. So that's 2 Mercedes retirements in the first 2 races, which is really affecting their points haul. You'll see here, the Constructors' Championship, we lead the way with 70 points, almost double what the Red Bull's on. Ferrari 3rd on 27, Mercedes 4th on 21, and the McLaren with the Mercedes engines only 1 point behind, you know, the main team in 5th, which is very impressive. But yeah, Mercedes clearly have taken a step backwards with this car, whatever they've done. I can't see this happening in real life. I feel like their car is still going to be, you could probably swap Aston Martin and Mercedes in this, and that would probably be what I expect it to be in real life. But yeah, on the game, clearly they've done something wrong this year. Maybe taking DAS out of the car has had a severe impact, and suddenly our Mercedes copy is doing the job and doing what it needs to do. So AlphaTauri in 6th, Alpine 7th, and then Williams, Alfa Romeo and Haas still all yet to score points, unfortunately for them, but nothing too unexpected. Drivers' Championship, Sebastian Vettel comfortably at the top now, 17 points in the lead of the championship. So yeah, the drivers around him have a lot of work to do to catch up. Max Verstappen, his closest rival, which, you know, I didn't think I would see a Max Verstappen versus Sebastian Vettel championship fight this early on in the career without Lewis Hamilton being involved. Lance Stroll 3rd by virtue really of consistency, 2 5th places. No one else has really had the same level of consistency. You could say if Hamilton hadn't retired in Bahrain, probably would be a lot higher up in the standings. Daniel Ricciardo and Sainz Jr. definitely both doing very well up there. Charles Leclerc having a bit of a poor time. Also Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas having an abysmal time. And Yuki Tsunoda, the last of the point scorers, despite his retirement in this race. You can't blame him really, inexperienced, but I'm sure that he will pick up through this save. Esteban Ocon having a pretty poor time as well, actually, in comparison to Fernando Alonso. I didn't expect the gap in performance to be that big between them either, but a little bit reminiscent of him against Ricciardo at the start of last year in real life. So maybe he'll pick up towards the end of the season, but that will be for us to find out as it is after this round. Sebastian Vettel leads the championship with 2 back-to-back pole positions and wins, which I didn't expect this to happen again. I think this is a sign that for the next episode I need to up the difficulty slider. I'm not going to record any more today, so the first episode, or this episode, might be out by the time I get round to doing more recording. But let me know in the comments what you think. Obviously, if I do record before they're uploaded, I'll probably use my own discretion and up the difficulty slider, and you'll just have to see what happens in episode 3 when we go to the Netherlands. Noordvik? I don't know how to pronounce it. Basically, the Zandvoort ripoff is round 3. That will be the next episode. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash the like, smash the subscribe button. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, hit like and subscribe, and yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you enjoy it. I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.